almost ready. I expect the countdown. Hello, good afternoon and welcome. We are in Nottingham at the Wildcats Arena for the Women's League of the Wheelchair Basketball. I'm Daniel Routledge, delighted to be joined by Louise Sugden. Louise, great to have you with us. Exciting day for women's wheelchair basketball and the climax of this weekend of action here in the Women's League.
Absolutely, thank you for having me, and it's really great to be here on the BBC with a bit of Women's League action here from Nottingham.
And our first game of the evening, the Angels of the North taking on the Vixens, and two teams who could really do with a win to try and get themselves moving upwards in the table. And well, here is the table now. You can see CWBA out in front with 5 wins. Vixens still looking for their first win. What do they have to do? I mean, you look at the minus 139, something at the defensive end is probably the short answer to that.
Yeah, I think with these two teams, I know that they've had a difficult season so far. Angels are actually a couple of players down from their strongest squad, so this should be quite an interesting lineup.
Well, that's certainly it. And this is us in commentary getting ready for the action, looking excited. There we go. Getting excited for this action here today. And it's been a full weekend that we've seen here at the Wildcats Arena. All the divisions playing all the way through. It's really been an exciting thing. But earlier, I caught up with the coaches to gauge their opinion. Okay, Jen, important game coming up. What are the key factors for your team if you're going to do well in this game?
The key factors for our team today are really focusing on working as a team and working cohesively, being smart on both ends of the floor, so not just simply picking someone up, but really having an understanding of who their strengths are, who their weaker players are, and who we need to match up with accordingly.
And who are the players that you'll be focusing on in the other team?
Leanna Adams, she's a very, very strong shooter for the Vixens, so she's someone we're really going to have to keep an eye on, and she does a very good job of shooting on the mismatch, so it's not just enough for us to guard her, we need to make sure that we've got the appropriate personnel there as well. Fran is quite a good outside shot as well, so we really need to make sure that we take that shot away from her early, just put a little bit of pressure on her to try and deny that opportunity early on.
And from your own perspective at the offensive end, what do you have to do well to be able to put a good number on the board?
We need to distribute the ball well. Something that we struggled with in previous games has just been ball distribution and getting the ball stuck. So we really need to make sure that we've got outlets and be able to pass and drive off of that instead of getting stationary and making it very easy to read for the defence.
And it's important to come out in a game like this and get off to a good start.
Oh, completely. I think a huge part of our previous game was that we kind of started on the defensive end, and we really need to go out today and be the aggressors and be the team dictating the pace of the game and kind of put our mark on the game from the beginning. Good
luck in the game. Thanks for talking to us. Thank you. Jen Scally there taking charge of the Angel of the North. No Anna Jackson, who's normally their coach there. Well, she talked about wanting to get off to a fast start and try and get some early points on the board. Here's a look at their previous results. You see they had a bit of a mare in round 5 against the Steelers, having beaten them earlier in the competition. It is important for them to start well.
Absolutely, yeah. The match against Steelers in the last round was probably one of the best matches I've seen of wheelchair basketball. Triple overtime in that one, and a 4-point win for Angels in the end.
Well, we've heard the Angels side of the story. Let's see what the coach of the Vixens had to say. Well, Scott, big game for your team here today. What's the most important thing that you have to do well to win this game?
This game's come to the end of a tough weekend. It's a 4-game weekend, which makes it hard for us. Fatigue's going to be a big one. We've just got to stick together. It's really going to be about putting pressure on. At this top level, if you can keep that pressure on and make them go into mistakes, handle turnovers and handling errors, then that's where we'll maximise our abilities. So really, it's about pressure.
And at the defensive end, who will you be singling out for some extra pressure?
I would love to say we're singling out, but it's more than that. They've got a couple of really good shooters. Ashley's got a wicked shot on her, and Beth has always got danger from range. So those two we're going to be keeping an eye on and really kind of pressing them out, making sure we can limit their handling around our key.
And offensively, what do you have to do to put a number on the board that can win this game?
We've got a couple of tricks up our sleeve. We've got some big shooters. Liana's in there. We've got Maddie's coming through. Both of those girls have got fantastic shots on them. We're looking at creating space on there and making them have a choice to either defend those top scorers and let us go to the basket with the others, or we will just keep putting the points on.
And my notes, I have to ask you about Barack Obama. What's that all about?
Barack Obama, he's a great advocate for the sport of the Invictus Games. I'm also involved in. I had the great pleasure of meeting him a couple of years ago in Orlando and at a wheelchair basketball game, but not quite at this level.
Well, good luck in today's game. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, I haven't seen Barack in the crowd yet, but he might be here. We'll keep an eye out for him. But you can see the Vixens' results so far in the league. And really, offense, they've struggled with 21, 22, 28, 32. They've got to find some way of getting that scoreboard ticking.
It's been a difficult season for them from day one. I think they might fancy their chances here today. So I think it'll be quite an interesting match to see which way it goes.
And again, from a psychological point of view, a team that could do with a good start, because coming in 0-5, if you get behind, the mentality can slip a little bit.
Yeah, they just need to go into this one with a real positive attitude, and I'm sure they will. Scott is one of those coaches that is very passionate about the game, so I'm sure he'll make that pass that on to his players.
Well, the two teams going through their warm-ups now, and if you're new to Women's League, we'll give you a bit of a heads up to get things underway. They meet 3 times a year in central locations on each time, and they play each other over the course of the weekend. So as Scott said there in his interview, this is the 4th game they've played here this weekend. So you really got to bring it on those central event games.
It's a really tough ask of the athletes to play so many games in a weekend, but it's a great format, and it really works for the sport and for the women's competition. It's one of those things that as a player you really look forward to, Women's League weekends, and for some people it's the highlight of their year.
And this is the first time it's been broadcast outside of the finals that the regular league season has been broadcast live, so it is a historic day for the game, and it is a tremendous thing to see the development. You've been playing a long time, to see the development of the Women's League from way back when to what it is now with 3 divisions.
Yeah, when it first began, I think there were 4 teams in total, and now we've got 3 divisions with 4 to 6 teams in each division, and it's fantastic to see how the sport's grown, how the women's side of the game's grown, and to be live streaming on the BBC is just out of this world.
Here's a look at the Angels of the North lineup. Who should our fans at home be keeping an eye on here?
I think the main threats probably for Angels today will be Beth Wheeler and Ashley Greening. Very good young players who are coming through into the GB squad at the moment.
And that's one of the other things that you get from these events, is you see people from all ages, all spectrum. You get to see, you know, some of the senior GB internationals going up with some of the young up-and-coming stars as well.
Yeah, more so in the second game this evening than in this game. This game's more of your up-and-coming players, whereas in the second game this evening we'll have some of the more established GB players playing.
And in this Vixens lineup, who mark our card, who we should be keeping a close eye on?
Most of their play, I think, will go through Leanna Adams. With Fran Hawkins, she will definitely be helping out a lot. And also, I reckon that Jade Loughlin will be quite a crucial part of their lineup.
And if you are new to wheelchair basketball, the number in the brackets is their points value. It differentiates between the levels of control of the chair and the body that the players will have. The higher the points, the more control you will have. And the coaches, as well as tactics, have to balance up a total number of points on the court at one time.
It's one of the most difficult bits about coaching wheelchair basketball is not only knowing who you want to play at that particular time, but can you put them on? Does the maths work, essentially?
And that probably is the most significant difference between running basketball and wheelchair basketball, is that from a coach's point of view, you've got to think of not only the tactics you want, which players are out there, but which combinations of players you can put out on the court at any one time. And you can almost win-lose games by, if somebody gets in foul trouble, you've got to balance up the points on the court. It can cause you a problem.
If you've, yeah, definitely. If you've not got a player of similar points, you might have to make multiple changes, for example, just so that you're not breaking the points rule. And it can get really difficult as a coach because you've got a plan in your head, and then suddenly you have to change multiple players in the lineup rather than just one player.
Well, the team's back out for their last couple of minutes of warm-up, trying to get themselves ready to go for this ball game. And the other thing, we were talking about the range in experience, the range in ages as well in women's league play. You can start at the age of 14, and we have got a 14-year-old out on court, which is pretty exciting to see. But at the other end of the spectrum, there's one or two that come into the veteran category as well.
Yeah, Madison Martin is a 14-year-old, and she's actually been playing the sport for many years and is definitely one to watch. She's a very, very promising young player.
Yeah, we have an interview coming up with her at halftime that we did earlier that I will point you in the direction of. Really fantastic little conversation I had with Maddie a little bit earlier, talking about how she got into wheelchair basketball and what she hopes to do. And I mean, imagine being 14, having your whole life in front of you, but already playing at this level of the game.
It's fantastic, and I think it's just testament to the sport and how we're getting people in and just growing the players from such a young age. It's really great to see. And
that's the challenge for any sport, really, is to get the participation in at grassroots level, and then ensure that they have a development pathway so that they can get up through the league and then ultimately, hopefully, onto full GB international status.
There have been a lot of changes in the GB setup in recent years, and actually the GB program is encouraging the youth side of things a lot more, and now there's even youth women competitions rather than just being senior ones. Well,
this is the Women's League Division 2 table. These teams were playing a little earlier. You can see Blackhawks a perfect start. Leicester Cobras just behind them in the table, and then London Titans 1. You've got your Titans shirt on today, rooting hard.
Yeah, that means I'm impartial here, right?
Yeah, it does here. It does here. But what about yourself? You're obviously lifting these days. Do you still get to shoot a few hoops every now and then?
Not as much as I like. I do miss playing quite a lot. Unfortunately, wheelchair basketball and powerlifting aren't very compatible. But every now and again I play a little bit. But if my coach asks, I don't play.
Okay, we'll definitely not tell them that. Well, the team's going back into the huddles for their final team talk before we get things underway here in Nottingham. And it's been a cracking day of basketball so far. Hopefully we've got a couple more good games
lined up for you. Don't forget, after this one, we've got CWBA against Sheffield coming up at 7:15, I think that one starts at. 7 o'clock, my fault, sorry. And it's first off, though, Angels against Vixens. What's your prediction for this game? Which way do you see it going?
Oh, it's a difficult one to call. With a full squad, I would definitely give it to Angels, but I reckon Vixens could give it a really good game here.
Well, the last little team talk before they come out onto court, and we can get things underway here in this Division 1 game of the Women's League. Two teams shaking hands before lining up for the start of this ball game. I always think it's all very polite and civil, the shaking of hands.
Very sporting.
Yeah, they'll be smashing each other all over the court in 30 seconds time, but shake hands first. Well, Greening is on the halfway line, ready to go. And Adams alongside her. And we can get things underway. And it is the Vixens who get possession for the opening play. Lachlan, their captain, fires up the shot. And that's off the mark, but chance to get some points from the free throw line. Tillman with a hand up to admit to that foul.
A bit early in the game to be giving away a foul. I think she will be a bit disappointed to have given that one so early.
Lachlan with the first point on the board. The other thing is it gives the opposition a chance to get a bit of rhythm up, a couple of free throws, feel good about yourself getting the first 2 points on the board.
Yeah, and she made no mistake there, both of them in. A really good start from Vixens.
A bit of a defensive mistake there, leaving Greening open, but they managed to recover. Around the screen, good pass. Tillman to the hole, will drop it in for two. First points for the Angels.
Fee making up for a mistake down the other end there with 2 points for herself.
Good pressure at the halfway line, trying to trap the ball. Kicks it forward. Nice pass and cutting to the basket. Not quite, though. Rims out for Hawkins.
A lot of pressure on that shot. She did well to get it off, but unfortunately it didn't fall this time.
Do get the ball back. Lachlan to inbound. Hawkins. Cross court to Adams. Again, nice drive down the lane, and this time it's worth 2 points for Fran Hawkins.
Much better from her. A really nice drive down the middle of the key. Should be much happier now to settle herself into the game.
Horan. Tosses it inside. Tough catch. Pass back out to Greening. Greening with some space. Fires up the shot. Easy rebound for Lachlan.
A lot of these players will have already played in at least 3 matches this weekend, and others they might play for 2 divisions.
Well, that's, yeah, the other thing. It is the fatigue at the end of a long weekend. You sometimes see that in the speed down court or the shooting from range like that one. Just a little bit short. Greening. Nice pass inside. No good on the first attempt from Horan, though.
Another promising young player there We're seeing some really good young talent in this match.
A good fast break, and right on the end of it is Leanne Adams, but the ball moved pretty quick there. Horan onto Tillman.
Vixens putting on a press of sorts, maybe a half press.
Nice no-look pass from Tillman, but Spears isn't able to convert.
Oh, good pick up there by Fran Hawkins. She almost lost the possession.
Just overcooked there. Had good position there, Adams, but wasn't able to finish the play. Good breakout. Greening has it. One-on-one with Lachlan. Hook pass cross, well taken, and good finish as well. It was a lovely pass cross court, and Horan is able to get 2 points on the board.
Fantastic composure there by Niamh Horan. A really, really great, promising young player. I think I've said that already today, haven't I?
And a good defensive play as well to come up with the steal. Drew the foul as well as Lachlan committed it. Needs a little help getting back up onto her wheels.
Always has some help. Always helps having someone who can run onto the court to help people back up into their wheelchairs.
There's another look. See, trying to atone for the mistake of losing the ball. Wheeler back to Tillman at the free throw line. Shot clock getting low. Got to fire this one up. It's down to 1. Did you get off in time? Yes, says the referee. It was very close to the shot clock buzzer.
Not quite the position she wanted to be shooting in.
Nice pass. Lachlan's shot off the back of the ring, though. Vixens leading 6-4 here. 4 minutes into the opening quarter, and that's going to be a blocking foul there. That's 2 in quick succession.
Yeah, that one will be on Leanna Adams. A bit of an unnecessary foul at this point in the game, but they happen.
Wheeler looking for some space through, takes the shot herself. Easy rebound for Lachlan. Into the double team, almost loses the ball, gets it back, needs to get it cross court, but throws it, well, fortunate bounce there, they get it back.
Lots of pressure from both sides. Successful in some parts, but then almost giving away a layup there.
Well, it's the gamble, isn't it, between the full court pressure of getting the ball back and right on the shot clock buzzer. Tillman brings it cross court. Greening in the corner, giving some space and makes them pay. Defense didn't get out to her, and the shot goes in. We got the first timeout of the game, and midway through the first quarter, it's a 2-point ball game, and you said we were hoping it's going to be close. First 5 minutes have certainly felt like that.
Yeah, a lot of pressure from both sides, and I mean, no real player running away with all the scoring. It's very even at the moment. Great to see a competitive game here.
And as you say, some of it's about the defensive pressure. It's not a full-on, full-court press all the time, but they're just sort of trapping it on occasions.
There seems to be like a hustle happening rather than a press, because there are a couple of players getting back to their defense rather than picking players up, but it's just enough to unsettle the opposition.
Back out come the two sides. Vixens first out of their timeout, and it will be their possession.
Jade Lachlan bringing it cross court. Fires up top of the key.
A nice confident shot there from her, but it didn't drop.
And the defense was a little slow to get out there. It's Horan. Tillman, pass inside, good positioning, and banked in for two from Greeny.
There's Madison bringing up the ball. You can see lots of confidence for a 14-year-old.
And the shooting range as well, not quite on that occasion. Pass just a little bit behind. It's a tricky one to pull in from Wheeler, but might get another go at it. New 14 seconds. Tillman at the elbow, knocks down the shot, and puts her team in the lead, 10-8.
Yeah, Wheeler there showing the fatigue. She's played all but 10 minutes of every game she's played so far this weekend.
Ball knocked loose, but straight back to Horan. Nice drive along the baseline, and suddenly a couple of scores in a row puts the Angels up 4. Adams pass inside, and short on that shot is Lachlan. Greening fires up, and they've just suddenly got the momentum, haven't they, Angels of the North? It's all going their way at the minute.
It is. They're taking their opportunities. Their shooting percentages is high at the moment, and they're shooting with confidence.
And conversely, Vixens haven't had too many good looks in the last minute or two. Here's a chance from the free throw line. Needed a friendly bounce off the ring, but good for two.
Shall we say shooter's roll?
Yeah, indeed. Tillman, nice pass. Help defense came a little bit too late, and the foul is called on Adams, I think it is. That's going to be her second personal foul.
She does have a habit of getting some fouls really quite early on, Liana. Definitely an area of her game that she could do with improving, but she makes up for it in so many other ways.
Two free throws. I think the team thought originally it was going to be an end-line ball, and now they line up for shots.
I agree with the referee. That was definitely on the shot, which means that she gets free throws rather than end-line balls.
Went over the line.
So a bit of a difficult rule here. So she's taking a roll for the free throw. The ball has to hit the ring before her wheels cross the line. So you see there that didn't happen, so the basket's been disallowed.
It's one of those things with the roll is you've almost got to shoot from sort of 18 feet to make sure it gets there before you roll forward.
Yeah, some low pointers struggle with the range.
Yeah.
Personally, I like to shoot it stationary, and I think the majority of people do.
But as you say, it's I mean, power lifter, of course you're going to have the arm strength to fire one up from 15 feet.
I wasn't a power lifter when I played basketball.
You had the base underneath that. You just weren't a power lifter yet, was the thing.
Perhaps.
Angels
leading by 4 here, although the momentum of it feels a bit more. They're into the last 4 seconds of the shot clock and have to fire one up, and it's good for 2.
Greening here is leading the scoring for Angels. She's having a really great game so far. I'm a bit biased. I was her first coach when she first started playing, so yeah, I'm a little
Taught
bit
her
biased.
everything she knew.
Well, yeah, let's say that.
Let's do that. Grabs a rebound as well. Now looking to push forward for her team. Well, there's a big gap. Defense recovered well in the end. She's hit a few from this spot already. And, well, they have to get out to her there because she likes that corner shot.
Yeah, she likes the 45-degree shot, although she doesn't shoot it off the backboard, which is surprising.
Last 20 seconds of this first quarter. Nice shot for 2. It kind of needed that. Cuts it to a 4-point game. Still enough time to go the other way for one last shot at basket. And Tillman going the wrong way. Here's Horan going to fire up for 3. Is she? Yes, she is. Oh, front rim's not quite. Well, it was a very even first few minutes. Angels got a little bit of momentum, but it's still very much in the balance. Just 4 points at the end of the opening quarter.
It's definitely still anyone's game. It's great to have it nice and close like this.
On come the cheerleaders. I don't think I've ever seen so many cheerleaders in one place before. But the team's not too concerned about that. Cheerleaders for the spectators, of course. And what do you think will be being said in that huddle right now?
I think Angels will be saying, keep going back to what's working. Ashley's scoring well at the moment, so let's get the ball back to her defensively. I think they probably need to start jumping Fran Hawkins. She's, I believe she's top scorer for Vixens. The only one really doing any damage at the moment. They're really shutting down Liana well.
Well, I think it's one of those things that actually Vixens at the other end of the floor won't be too concerned about the position that they find themselves in. They started brightly enough. They had a minute or two where they looked like the momentum was against them. So to be only 4 down after the first quarter is not a terrible spot to be in.
I think Vixens just need to reassess maybe whether they put a little bit more pressure on Ashley Greening, because she is the one doing the damage right now.
And it's all down in that near corner to us. Well, she's found a range, knocked a few shots, and they're going to have to defend that in a slightly different way to how they have in the first quarter.
Yeah, definitely. I think they've come straight out on court. They've got Madison Martin marking her. Get the youth on her, tire her down.
Well, Johnson on the halfway line to inbound. At the other end of that scale, veteran player now.
Yeah, Paula Johnson on the floor now. She was actually my roommate in Beijing, so again, I'm biased.
Yeah? So you got some stories to tell, have you?
Yeah.
Maybe not for on air.
Maybe not.
Here come the Vixens looking to break away and cut this down to a one-shot game. And Johnson with the steal. Horan now. Shot doesn't go. Johnson with the offensive rebound. New 14 for the Angels of the North. Shot clock down to 4. Good box out, and Lachlan able to come up with the loose ball.
Yeah, just enough there to stop Angels getting the ball.
Lachlan going all the way to the hole, dumps it off. Good pass, and 2 easy points there for Adams, and it's back down to 2.
Very much created, though, there by Jade Lachlan. Her drive into the key gave Liana Adams the space to get that shot away.
Horan. Nice pass. Horan down the lane. Can't convert. Might get her own rebound. Ball is loose. It's a tough pass cross court. It did get to its intended recipient in the end. Shot is short though, and a rebound pulled in by Wheeler.
Vixens still putting a lot of pressure on here in the hope that they can force some mistakes from Angels.
Well, they might, if they can, get some easy points in transition. And when points are at a premium, you've got to take them anyway. Good hands to knock that one loose. And
unlucky for Ashley, that one didn't drop, but managed to get her own rebound. But then straight back to Vixens.
Another nice pass. Oh, not quite. Greening. Sizing up her options, one way then the other, then takes the shot.
Well, maybe rushed that a little bit. They looked like they were about to get a position for a layup, but we'll never know.
Foul called. Little bump of the chair there from Greening.
Yes, I think she just didn't quite get position on Liana, so
I think it's a good foul. You know that if you don't get there, that's a layup, isn't it?
Absolutely, there are definitely occasions where you want to use that foul, but it didn't look like that was a foul that she meant to give from her facial expressions more than anything.
Well, I never believe players' facial expressions. They always look innocent, that's why. 3 minutes into the second quarter, timeout called. It's a 2-point lead for the Angels of the North. There's been very little between the two teams thus far, and I think from his perspective there, Scott Wallace, he'll be trying to find ways to keep the scoreboard ticking for his team. It feels like the 14 points they've scored have been harder than the 16 points they've given up at the other end.
Especially in the first quarter, they were definitely having to work for all of their points. I feel like they've had a lot more easy points in the second quarter so far. A lot of layups, actually a lot of opportunities for layups, which they probably should have taken. But, you know, you can't score them all. They've definitely come out in the second quarter with a different kind of intention.
Vixens ball from the side, a chance to potentially level the game here. Cross court pass, that's a fair way short there from Lachlan.
Surprising, it's normally a shot that she would favour. She's a decent outside shooter.
Tillman at the free throw line, rims out on that one. Lachlan's been doing a great job on the boards. Ooh, just slipped there from Adams, and she's back on her wheels. Inbounded from Martin. There's some space this time. Good offensive rebound from Lachlan. Draws the foul. The basket is good. Ties the game. And a chance to give her team the lead from the free throw line.
And we've seen already today she's 2 from 2 from the free throw line. So she'll be happy to be there, definitely.
Yeah, went to the foul line on the first play of the game. And a chance to move her team back in front as the lead changes hands for the third time today. There's never been more than a few baskets in it. 6 points, the biggest lead so far. Angels had that at 14-8. So since then it's been 9-2 in favor of the Vixens. Nice drive along the baseline, bit of a defensive breakdown. Nobody able to box her out either, Greening. So she tries from the opposite side and overcooks that one as well.
Really great drive from her. Should be disappointed not to be able to get the points from that.
It's a nice pass from the halfway line. Good offensive rebound again and finished. Well, great captain's job on the glass once again from Jade Lachlan.
Really difficult rebound and then shot. Fantastic job by her.
You know, she was leaning backwards to stay in front of the backboard. And an 11-2 run gives them a 3-point lead, and suddenly points at a premium at the other end of the floor. Substitution being made. There's some confusion for a second, but it is Fee Tillman who sits down.
Just not able to
Ooh,
get
the
the
shot
pick
clock's
there.
at 24. It just reset there by mistake. I think they thought they were going to shoot. And they've got a little benefit of the error, Vixens, but they can't take advantage of it. Greening.
Her shooting runs dried up a little bit. They're going to need to find someone else who can start scoring some points for them.
Pass just bounces away. Lachlan has it. Way to draw the defense. Oh, unlucky. Bobbled out for two. They still have it. Lachlan blocked from behind. I think it was Greening got a piece of that.
Very uncharacteristic miss there from Leanna Adams. She's very consistent on her layup shooting.
It was a well-timed pass as well to draw the defense. Seemed to make it a little easier, but it wasn't to be. Wheeler kicks it down to Greening, and you're right. All those shots were going in the first quarter.
Maybe fatigue setting in, but she needs to dig deep and find another level.
Tapped away and out of bounds, and 3:26 to go in the first half, and the Angels of the North calling for a timeout. And I'm guessing the main topic of discussion in the Angels timeout will be about the offense or lack of it. You think back, they were leading 14 points to 8, and they've scored just one basket since then. They haven't scored yet in this second quarter. It's 6.5 minutes without a score, plus a few minutes at the end. Best part of 10 minutes without a basket.
Yeah, I think they just need to go back to basics, set up something really simple, a screenshot for someone who's confident with their shooting. The heads have gone down a little bit, but hopefully they can find some energy after this timeout.
Well, it's a reasonably low-scoring game, and then one of the things that always gives you an opportunity is it can only take a minute or two to suddenly hit a few shots in a row and everything turned back round your way.
Yeah, 3 points in a basketball game is a very small margin, and definitely still could go either way.
Lachlan with the shot, front rim. That one's off the mark as well. Adams with a couple of uncharacteristic misses in the last minute or two. Another one missed by Greening.
Yeah, I think they might need to change their plan here. She's just not able to score right now.
Nice pass.
Beautiful fast rake, and Lachlan on the end of it for 2.
Nice finish there by Lachlan. Really nice scoop shot.
13 of the last 15 have been scored by the Vixens. That's why they have their biggest lead of the contest so far at 5. And a chance to make it the biggest lead of the game with the score here. Here's Martin. Defended well, so kicks it out. Scrivener. Shot clock down to 6 as it goes up. Doesn't hit the ring though, so no reset. Even if they do get it, well, it's a hell ball, so therefore possession arrow will stay with the Vixens, but the shot clock doesn't reset, so only 2 seconds to go for them to get a shot off.
Yeah, that was a little bit out of Emily Scrivener's range there, but the clock was ticking down, so she felt like she needed to take that opportunity. But here's another one. Let's see if they can capitalise on this.
Lobbed in, just off in time, but the shot doesn't go for Leanna Adams.
2 seconds is a long time in a basketball game. It doesn't seem like a lot, but you can do quite a lot more than you think.
Tillman around the 3-point line, still looking for their first score of this second quarter. Good hands to bat that one away from Scrivener.
Defensively, Vixens just aren't giving Angels an opportunity here. They're defensively jumping Ashley Greening now, and their triple cover is really, really fast and exactly where it needs to be.
Johnson in there trying to get the offensive rebound, but it bounces to the hands of Emily Scrivener, and a chance, can they get out, Vixens? Nice pass. Hawkins is stopped at the 3-point line. It took a long time to get out of the half, so the shot clock is very low here. Does she see it? Yes, just got it off in time, but doesn't drop, and Horan with the rebound. Ashley Greening pushing hard, just loses the ball though, and Maddie Martin is able to come up with it. Under some pressure, gets it out. Here's Martin. Shot clock down to 4. She's going to have to shoot this. Does. Off the mark. And the rebound pulled in by Wheeler.
It's much better defense from Angels. They're really forcing difficult shots for Vixens now, rather than layups, which they were getting.
Well, it's 4 on 3. Horan inside. They can't take advantage of the extra numbers. Shot clock switched off. Got 12 seconds to get down to the basket. Lachlan ran the screen. Knocked away by Horan. 4.6 seconds to go in the first half. Lachlan fires it up off the side of the boards, and that will do it for the first half. And well, it was a great start to the ball game by the Angels of the North. They led by 6 in the early going. Felt like all the momentum was with them, but they've gone more than a quarter here without putting any points on the board, and they trailed the Vixens at the half by 5.
Yeah, Angels came out really, really strong, and I think maybe they've just fatigue's hit them a little bit early in this game. They're just not taking the opportunities that they're getting, and Vixens are.
Well, before the game, I had a little time. I sat down with Angels of the North veteran Paula Johnson and just had a little chat with her.
I'm delighted to be joined now by Paula, one of our more experienced wheelchair players. I mean, you must enjoy coming to these events.
Yeah, I really do enjoy it, Dan. It's been great. I mean, I've been coming now since 2004, so it's been many years and I'm still sort of keeping coming and enjoy watching the progression that's going on.
Well, that's the thing. You will have seen a huge development in the sport since that time.
It's absolutely huge. I've watched it go from 4 teams when I first started to now we've got 3 leagues with umpteen teams, and sort of seeing the kids now coming in and everyone playing so much earlier, it's fantastic.
And that's one of the things we see a game going on behind us, to see all of the younger players coming in, getting involved early and giving themselves a chance to one day be you.
Well, I won't go that far, but yeah, it's great because you've got such a mix, and the experience levels are all over the place, so everyone's learning from each other, so even the older players are learning from the younger players, so it's a great balance. It just works really, really well.
And that's the thing in this women's league, is you do get the opportunity to see experienced GB internationals, young ones coming through, people who are doing it for maybe a bit of a social. It's a bit of everything.
It is. That is the beauty of wheelchair basketball itself. There's no pressure to be up at the top. You can be wherever you want to be. The grassroots system now is going really, really well. So yeah, it's so much has changed for the better since I first started, and obviously with the elite. The funding's in place for them, and the girls really look up to wanting to be these people that are up there. So yeah, it's fabulous.
And from your own perspective, do you still get the joy and the excitement that you got in 2004?
Yeah, I probably moved a lot more better in 2004, but yeah, I still love it. I still keep coming back, and it's family. So it becomes a family. It's just seeing your friends, seeing the people that you've made relationships with over the years, and we all keep coming back and meeting up, and yeah, I love it. I wouldn't do anything else.
But you do get that challenge from the younger group coming through.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, the whippersnappers go past you and you sort of sit there going, once upon a time I could do that. No, they've gone. Okay, I'm here. And you're like, oh, and often you sort of sit there and let the ball go, and you're like, you'll go for it, it's fabulous. So he's like, go, off you go, 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 go.
Well, that's the thing.
They do it for you.
You've got to use the ones on your team, throw it down there and off they go.
It's called being old and having a bit of a sensible brain on your head. You let them do the work for you.
And it's a fantastic event. Whoa, we've almost got taken out there. Beauty of live TV. It is a fantastic event for people to come and watch as well as participate.
Well, yeah, I think more people need to come and watch it because the diversity in it, and it breaks down a lot of barriers, and just seeing people with different disabilities or without disabilities playing it together, there's not many sports that you can do that. So, and as we've just seen, you've suddenly got wiped out, and that's generally what happens in a game. Someone will end up going towards the crowd, and yeah, it's got quite a high intensity level, so that comes across really well for the sport.
Well, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
And you enjoy the rest of the evening.
I will. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, you don't know how close I was to be taken out there from the sidelines. Well, we're delighted now to be joined by the Great Britain women's coach, Miles Thompson. Turn your microphone on, then we might be able to hear you. You've got some clips that you'll be able to share with us here and show us what's been going on in the first half.
The Vixens came out quite strong, and if you look at this clip, they deal with the pressure quite well.
Here we go.
Here it is. They come out. The Vixens do a good job of stopping ball and keeping ball high, but there's a quick picking angle. Here comes Fee Tillman with the pick. Basketball 101, releases off that pick, holds it, and that's an easy 2. Angels of the North played really consistently and really hard early on, but then went scoreless in the second quarter.
Well, that was the thing, really, because how do you explain that they had 16 points on the board in about 8 minutes or so, and then don't score for 12 minutes? Yeah, it was a good adaptation from the Vixens as they just let the team play from the perimeter, and they just missed their shots.
I agree with Miles. They just changed what they were doing slightly, and they weren't giving those angles for the picks to happen.
And what about at this end of the floor?
Now, if we look at this clip, this is where the Vixens get going a bit. Leanne Adams, their #1 priority, gets up a look. We forget to rotate the box out from the north, and that was a pivotal and one that put the Vixens, into the lead.
And Lachlan doing a great job on the rebounds at both ends of the floor for them as well.
Absolutely.
Well, we mentioned earlier about the interview I had with Madison Martin, just 14 years of age out here playing Women's League basketball. Let's check that out. Maddie, great to have you with us. Just 14 years of age and have already got to this level in the game. First of all, tell me how you got into wheelchair basketball.
I watched the 2012 Paralympics and I just thought it was a good game, so I decided to go and join in a session. It was just a fun session really, and then it's just progressed from there.
And how quickly did it go from just a fun session to realising this was something you were going to be quite good at?
I think it's about 6 months before I got invited to my first GB pathway camp, and that was crazy.
Yeah, I mean that must have been quite exciting for you. 6 months after picking up a ball for the first time, and GB comes knocking on your door.
Yeah, I think I must have been about 11 at the time, so that was like a big step, and it was something that I was not expecting at that age. I don't know, that was crazy.
And you were 11. What was the age of the people you were playing with and against?
I think at that stage I was only playing under 15, so it weren't really much of a gap, and I couldn't play National League yet because I wasn't 14. So it was really annoying, really, because I couldn't take the next step.
And now you have taken that next step. You are playing at this National League level. How exciting has it been for you playing for the Vixens?
It's very exciting. I've been waiting so long to be able to get on court with people who are so much older than me and try and prove that I am good enough to be there.
And how have you got on from a personal perspective?
I think I've done quite well. I've done better than I expected. My first Women's League, I don't know, just it's crazy to actually be here for my first year.
And spin it forward a few years from now, where do you want to be?
I'm hoping to make a Paralympics one day, but just to have been picked for under-24 Europeans a few months ago was crazy, but I'm hoping one day to make a Paralympics.
And what was that experience like playing with the under-24 team?
Oh, it was incredible. Playing with players who have played at the Paralympics before, and you get so much experience from them, and they just give you their experience from Women's League and National League from when they were my age.
And really, you are the legacy, if you like. You've seen it on TV, you've turned up, you've become that, and now it's your chance to take that to the next step and actually achieve it and go on to do great things in this sport.
Yeah, I just want to go on to become an inspiration for all the younger kids, all the GB team have done for me since the London Paralympic Games, because I've always looked up to them since 2012, and now when I'm a bit older I'm hoping kids 10, 11 like I was look up to me.
And that's the interesting thing for you when you play Women's League here, is that you will be playing against some of the players that you were watching a few years back on the telly.
Yeah, it's something that I've never ever expected. Joy Hazelden played at the London 2012 Games, and I played with her at Europeans. That was crazy. And now I'm playing against her at Women's League, and I just never expected it when I first went to that one fun session.
And every now and then, do you pinch yourself and think, wow, I'm doing this and I'm only 14 years of age?
It's not every now and then, it's all day, every day. I just you just think of what life would have been if I hadn't found the sport. I wouldn't have nothing.
Well, that's the thing. What were you doing before you happened across wheelchair basketball on the telly?
I was just an average kid, went to school, sat at home, ate, watched telly, and I don't know. I've always been into sport though, because I'm a massive football fan. So I've always wanted to do something sporty, but being in a wheelchair it's always held me back. But then obviously I found the sport, and now I'm everywhere, every weekend.
Brilliant. Well, thank you for sharing your story. It really is an amazing real story coming from the Paralympics in London, the inspiration, the legacy that we were hoping to see out of it, and you are the living embodiment of that. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.
Well, I mean, just an amazing story, and you sort of think, wow, just a few years ago she was watching the Paralympics in London. We were told it was going to inspire a generation. She is the generation it inspired.
Yeah, and being someone who competed in London, it's fantastic to hear that there are people that we've inspired, and just to see them here and progressing. I mean, it makes it all the hard work worthwhile.
And an amazingly assured, confident 14-year-old. You sort of forget how young she is, but she spoke so well. She's got her plans. She knows what she wants to do, and the system in place allows her to be able to see, well, I want to do this, and then this, and then this, and that pathway is there.
You find that with youngsters who play at a higher level. They're so driven, and they're so much more mature than you would expect them to be. And like you say, she's got a goal, and she knows exactly what she wants to achieve, and there's a system in place for her to do that.
And that is the beautiful thing. And the funny thing I found about it all, she was like, and I wanted to play against the women younger than 14, because obviously they have a bottom age limit. You have to be 14 to start, which doesn't normally come into play. But she was jumping at the bit from 11 or 12.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And there are the odd occasion where people younger than 14 are allowed to play in the league if they are exceptional, but these days it doesn't happen that often, and that younger age limit is there for safety and shoulder health and that kind of thing, and just it is there for the benefit, but sometimes it can be quite frustrating for those that are young and talented.
And it just goes to show as well about the exposure. If you give young kids exposure to something, they will want to go and do it themselves. So the fact that we're here today doing this broadcast, it can open the eyes of a young 11-year-old who then decides to go down to their local fun session, and within 6 months they're in the GB Pathway program.
Definitely, there's so much to be said for getting the sport out there, and it is a really great sport to watch, which is why this is so exciting to be on the BBC, and hopefully this is the first of many matches that will be live streamed.
Well, let's bring it back now. We're 90 seconds away from the start of the second half. Let's bring it back to the ball game, and we've touched a little bit about the Angels. I mean, really, they just need to come out and get the scoreboard ticking. You know, I think the scoreboard operator, one hand's gone numb over there. They've had nothing to do for 12 minutes. Yeah. They've got to find a way of putting the ball in the basket.
It's interesting looking at the statistics. Both teams, they've had 32 and 33 shots in the game. So it's actually really close, and the only difference is shooting percentage, and there's not a lot in that either. So if Angels can just come out firing, they could definitely take the lead again within a short space of time. So this would be a good second half, I think.
Well, that's the other thing, the other way of looking at it from Coach Jen Scally's point of view is, okay, we've had a really bad quarter. We've not scored for ages. We're only down 5, by the way. It's not like the game's got away from us. We just need to pick it right back up, go to how we started the game. Yeah,
I mean, they saved themselves a little bit by the fact that their defense was strong. But there's definitely improvements to be made both ends of the floor for both teams. I think Vixens will just want to keep this pressure on that they were putting at the end of the second quarter.
Well, teams making their way out onto court. We're almost ready to get things underway here in the second half. Once the clock reaches 0, so we can start it. And anybody new to wheelchair basketball, one of the most noticeable difference from the running game is they play defense in wheelchair basketball before the ball's inbounded. It's all about positioning on the court and making sure that you get your opponent somewhere they don't want to be.
It's much easier to stop someone in a wheelchair than it is to stop someone running. So if you allow them that position, you then make your job more difficult.
It always feels slightly unfair that you're playing defense, and it's still half-time, by the way. We haven't started the second half, and you've already started the defense. But great start to the second half for the Vixens as they stretch their lead up to 7. Biggest lead for either team in the game. Collapse down, and there's a foul called. Just check whether that's a shooting foul. Ball was in the air, didn't look like a shot, and it isn't judged as one. End line ball. There we go. It's been a long time coming, but Ashley Greening knocks down the shot.
Yeah, she's leading the scorers for Angels. 12 points for her.
12 of the 18, but 10 of them came very early on and then just went through a bit of a shooting slump, and that coincided with the team not being able to score. Just a fingertip on that and tapped out of bounds.
Angels definitely need to do a better job of boxing out. They're giving away too many offensive rebounds at the moment. It was a bit of a theme at the end of the first half, sorry, as well.
Shot doesn't drop, and rebound pulled in by Greening this time, and here come the Angels. Tillman has to go back to get it. And a foul called on Maddie Martin. Tillman directing traffic, passes cross court. Good challenge in the end, but perhaps a little bit late. And the shot is good from Greening, and she started out the first half the way she started the second.
And now we're down to a 3-point game.
Did that the wrong way around, didn't I? It was meant to be the second half the way she started the first. You knew what I meant.
Yeah.
Nice pass inside, not quite enough elevation on the shot though.
Yeah, she made it difficult for herself by not facing the basket. Meant that she was shooting across her body, and as a two-handed shooter, that's quite a difficult thing to do.
Some room here, defense very slow to react, but shot doesn't drop, and Adams with the rebound. Foul called in transition.
Beth Wheeler, I would expect to be more of a shooting threat for Angels, but she's quite heavily taped on her shoulder, so obviously not wanting to shoot quite as much as normal.
Well, she was 0 of 4 in the first half shooting. Here's Martin trying to create some space for herself. Now needs a little bit of help in the corner. Oh, that's quite a range for Scrivener to try and hoist one up, and it falls short.
Again, end of the shot clock, so she was forced into that shot outside of her range, unfortunately.
Oren. Tillman out on the three-point line. Good hand to deflect the pass, but Horan might get there first, and there's a collision.
I heard it, but I didn't see what happened, personally.
Well, foul seems to have gone against Horan, I think.
Yeah, I think it was called an offensive foul.
And there was the deflection on the pass. It's here.
Oh, yeah, there it is. She hit into the back of Fran Hawkins.
Quick to apologise for it, but turnover at the other end. Nice hands. Ooh, not quite. Thought Scrivener had knocked that one away. Referee had a different angle of it.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether the call was the foul on the chair or on her hand, but there was definitely one there.
Here's Wheeler. Knocked away by Scrivener, but illegally so, and foul. We'll see Catherine Uren going to the free throw line for two. No, in fact, end line ball. Looked like she was getting that up, but maybe not.
Yeah, I think that's 2 quick fouls for Scrivener as well.
3 in total. That one rims out, and the rebound pulled in by Hawkins. Looking to go quick here, Hawkins. Has Scrivener with her. That's certainly within her range, but can't make the shot. Tillman throwing it out quickly to Horan, who's looking down court.
We've got a full court press happening now by the looks of things.
They've dealt with it pretty well. Tillman with some space. Off the glass, not quite.
Now pressure coming the other way. Not a full pressure though.
Scrivener in the lane again, late in the shot clock. It's got to go up here, 2 on the clock as it fired up, and a chance for another offensive rebound. A little closer the second time, wouldn't quite drop, but it will be 2 free throws. Again, you mentioned it a couple of minutes ago, but they've done a good job on the offensive glass. I think that's their 9th offensive rebound of the game.
Yeah, Angels are doing well in respect to the fact they are getting the players shooting that they want shooting, but then they're not securing the ball once the shot's gone up.
Two of 2 from the line. 5-point Vixens lead. Well, they trailed for 6 or 7 minutes at the start of the game, and they've been in the lead pretty much since then. Horan in the lane. Short on the shot, and it goes out of bounds. It would have been a shot clock violation even if it hadn't.
Both teams
nice drive.
putting a bit of pressure on full court.
Oh, unlucky there. That was a good move from Hawkins, who might come up with the loose ball. She does.
Yeah, she does well to secure that one. It could have been a difficult pickup.
Got herself a good position in the lane as well.
I think that'll be called on the floor rather than shooting.
Yeah,
quite a continuation.
Yeah. You've not quite caught the ball yet, but we'll give you continuation.
You're going to basket.
It was in your mind to do it. Tillman checking back into the game. Lindsay Spires sitting down. Double substitution. In fact, there's Paula Johnson back in. Uren sitting down. Jammed a little bit there by Horan, trying to free herself up for some space. Not quite enough trajectory on that one. It's going to be a chair foul. Jade Loughlin call for it, and they're actually over the limit here in this third quarter, so it'll be 2 free throws. And this is one thing, when the other team is struggling to score, you do not want to give them 2 easy shots when they're 80 feet from basket. Although, as you say, that shoulder does appear to have affected Beth Wheeler's shooting action here today. The second one is good.
She makes no mistake that time. Use the glass.
Defense lost Lachlan for a second, couldn't make them pay. We're looking to get out. Oren going all the way round. Beautiful move off the glass.
Nobody expected her to do that, so nice movement and nice layup from her.
Good chair control as well. Nice outlet pass. Horan's got to get back on defense. Does enough to slow Lachlan down. It's 3-on-3 because of the defense in the other half, which means it's 2-on-2 the other way if they can take advantage, but not quite as quick down court. Short, and Martin gets a hand to it. Lachlan thinks about throwing it long, decides against it. Cross court and fighting for some space. Good pass in the end, and a nice finish off the glass from Hawkins.
Bit of a mistake there by the defense to give Fran Hawkins that layup. She capitalized on that, and yeah, just showed her experience in the game.
Takes the lead back to 4 here late in the third quarter. 2 minutes and some change to go here. Oh, great hands. It looked like a good pass initially, but it was well read by Adams, and the outlet pass leaves Hawkins down court for another quick score, and 2 Fran Hawkins lay-ins has forced Angels of the North into a timeout. That was a steal, and then a tremendous outlet. Saw her off down court.
Yeah, great finish there by Fran Hawkins. She's really playing well today and just keeping her team ahead.
Look, for a moment like the Angels were getting right back into it, but a good response from the Vixens, who, of course, looking for their first win in the league this season, and with 12 minutes to go, they'll feel this could well be the one. But as I said earlier, in a low-scoring game, it doesn't take much for the other team to close the gap.
No, just a couple of mistakes and they'll be right back into it. This quarter has been really tight, and I think that Vixens would love to get a couple more points on the board and a couple of really good stops just so they can go into the fourth quarter feeling comfortable.
Well, 8-7 it is in favor of the Vixens in this period. But Angels with the ball. 2 minutes to play here in the third at the Wildcats Arena in Nottingham. Round 2 of the Women's League, Division 1 action here. We've got the top 2 coming up a little bit later. They tip off in just over an hour's time. Adams round the screen for Martin, drops it inside. Lachlan shot a little short. Horan with the rebound.
And the hustle from Vixens to try and make Angels make some mistakes.
Nice try. Foul is called. Basket will count. And that's a three-point play opportunity. And a chance to narrow the gap. Ashley Greeny trying to make it a one-shot game, get it down to 3. Off the mark, doesn't hit the ring, so it'll be a sideline possession. Martin in the corner. Has a bit of room, thought about the shot, takes it at the second attempt, doesn't go, and Tillman with the rebound.
Yeah, good box out there by Fee Tillman with Leanne Adams behind her. Could have definitely gone to the big.
Didn't quite get it over the halfway line in time. You've got 8 seconds to advance the ball. And they didn't get it over quick enough. Good pressure from the Vixens defense. Oh, another one just rims out there, that time from Leanne Adams. Again, pressure up court. Yep. They've got to be quick. It's going to be another 8 seconds. It is.
Full court pressure now. All of the Vixens defenders are in their own half trying to stop the Angels from progressing down the floor. Angels need to figure out their press break to try and get some points on the board.
Well, it's a front court possession, so only 14 seconds on the shot clock following the rule changes in the summer, so they won't get to run it right down to the buzzer. You've got to go quick. And just right on the shot clock buzzer. Tremendous finish off the glass there from Hawkins. And Angels aren't going to get one off here. And that will do it for the third quarter. And they had a 5-point lead coming into the third. They have a 6-point lead going out of the third. And I'm sure the Vixens will be very happy with that.
Fran Hawkins is absolutely crucial to them right now. She's shooting with great composure. She's scoring her layups, and that's the difference here.
Well, that's the thing, is if you can just keep it ticking over. She's had a few opportunities. She's taken them whenever she has, and that's all they have to do. Right now, they could play another 10 minutes of you score, we score, and then they'll win the game.
Yeah, that was a much closer quarter, but like you say, as long as they keep it even in this fourth, then they should secure this win.
Well, there is also that thing that you can't really quantify, but when a team hasn't won a game and they get close to winning the game, how they mentally react down the stretch, that can be a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, definitely. There's something about being the underdogs, isn't there, that can drive a team sometimes. Well,
plenty of basketball been going on over the weekend. There's the Division 2 table with the Blackhawks leading the way. But you can see the depth that there is within the Women's League these days. And a quick look at the Division 3 tables, and Wakefield 7-0, perfect through, although the Bears trying to keep pace with them, just behind.
So going into this fourth quarter, the Vixens have actually had more shots than the Angels and are shooting at a lower percentage. Fran Hawkins again there.
And Hawkins is up to 14 personal points. Yeah, those extra 6 shots coming in part because of the 9 offensive rebounds they have, but they've also forced 8 turnovers.
8-point lead, biggest of the game so far. And another 2 points for the captain, Jade Loughlin. And the lead is now 10. Well, we're saying mentally, when you get close to the line, what do? They've come out perfect start here in the fourth quarter. Nice shot from Greening. 18 points leads all scorers. They need more of that. Adams. In and out. Unfortunate. Greening with the shot, and again, and well, you score 4, we'll score 4.
Yeah, I mean, they're just not jumping her, and she's confident from that spot. She's scored a lot from there already today.
So the lead back down to 6. Good defensive effort there from Tillman to make it hard.
Yeah, Loughlin didn't really know what to do with the ball then. Maybe she should have passed it off and just seen if she could create something on the other side of the offense, but she went for the shot instead.
Ooh, inadvertent horn, but it doesn't matter. Ball stolen away and a chance for Jade Loughlin. Out on the break, and she slows it down, waiting for reinforcements. In fact, goes alone and doesn't drop it, knocked it loose. And it's 8-second violation for the 3rd time here in the last 3 or 4 minutes of play. And they're going to get a timeout called. And what is it? 7 minutes to go. Still 6 points between the teams. And from a Vixens point of view, they just got to keep that scoreboard ticking and try and keep this couple of possessions away from Angels of the North.
Yeah, their full press has been really effective so far in this quarter and in this half, in fact. They've really shut down the Angels, causing 8-second violations. So Angels need to find a way around it just so that they can try and get back into this game. 7 minutes left, still a lot to play for.
Well, they're going to need to make a little run at some point if they're going to win this game, Angels. But as we've been saying all the way through, it's never really got out of sight. Possession in the front court. I think this is one of those rules that still catches players, that you only get 14 seconds from this possession. Although they only needed 4 before the shot goes up. Another offensive rebound, and again, they're in double figures on offensive rebounds, and that's been a real bonus for them.
I think they change the rules regularly just to keep us all on their toes.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's 9 second chance points in the ball game today off those offensive rebounds, and it's an 8-point game. A quick reply at the other end from Greening.
She's having an exceptional game today. I think that's 22 points for her, if I've done my maths correctly.
I'm sure you have. Just a pause as V. Tillman gets back on her wheels.
Still 6 points in this game. 37-31.
Again, they'll be happy the way this fourth quarter has gone, the Vixens. They'll quite happily go score for score. At some point, the Angels have got to string together a couple of scores and a couple of stops. Going backwards is always a tough shot there from Adams.
Yeah, unless you practice the fadeaway, it's a very difficult shot.
8 seconds again. That's the fourth time in this half, and they came late in the third and early here in the fourth. And boy, it's a boost defensively when the other team doesn't even get a shot off. A little mistake there, and out of bounds gives the ball back to Angels, and Paula Johnson into the game.
Bringing her on most likely for her experience to try and break through this press.
Nice pass inside. Horan underneath, just couldn't get it over the front of the ring.
She's really struggled to convert today, and having played against her, that's quite unlike her.
Good recovery from Angels, because it was 3-on-2 for a moment there. Shot clock down to 5. Well, that one had the line, but not enough arms underneath it. Fell short and out of bounds, and Angels will get it back. Just over 5 to play here at the Wildcats Arena, the penultimate game of round 2 in the Women's League. Don't forget, you can keep up with all the action on Twitter via I'll try that again, at Brit Wheel B-Ball. You could Google it as well if you want. Might sound better through Google than it did through my through my teeth there.
It's quite a mouthful.
It is. Oh, someone got there a bit late. It was slap of 5. Had to commit the foul there.
Be interesting to see if he calls this as on the shot. I think it will be.
Yeah, it looked like it.
Looks like we're going to the end line.
Ah.
I told the referees I'd be nice to them, but I think that might have been
I thought that was
shooting.
shots as well. I didn't tell them anything, so I can say I thought that was shots. Again, good pressure on the ball, and it's out of bounds. Well, all the players went one way and the referees pointed the other way.
Wow, this time I agree with the referee. I think he's called the right thing, but obviously the players didn't
realise that. Yeah. You'd have thought one of them would know who the game off last one. Yeah. Good offensive rebound right on the shot clock buzzer. Much needed points for Beth Wheeler. I think, is that her first score of the game?
She scored a free throw, but apart from that, she's not scored from the floor yet.
Right place, right time. Gap down to 4 again. And good response at the other end. Anna Adams having a tremendous game. Three and a half to play. Still 4 in it. Horan shot doesn't go. Tillman eyed it for a second, but Adams beat her to the ball.
Yeah, she had a bit of a height advantage there.
Yeah. That's a tough pass in the lane and a collision. Foul called. Interesting to see who this one's called on. 3-0 the number signalled
Ashley
to
Greening.
the table. And he was just on the left of shot there. See, that's where you don't buy the faces, because she looked the more innocent of the two out of that, didn't she?
I think she had quite good chair position. We didn't have a great angle on it. I would have said that the foul might have actually been Fee Tillman there, but Fee's already on a few, so it might be a good thing that it's gone to Ashley rather than Fee.
Oh, good shot. Hawkins filling it up today. And once again, the lead is back out to 6, and they'll feel a bit more comfortable about that. Going 6-4 rather than 4-2. And a chance to actually make it 8 here with the defensive rebound. Here's Martin. One way and the other, looking for some space, driving through the lane. Nice move. Foul called. Well, clock management as well, going to be important here down the stretch. Try and take some time out of the game and get yourself a good shot just like that. Oh, and an offensive rebound. Couldn't get it at the second attempt. Kind of under the basket there, Jay Loughlin, on that second one.
Yeah, they ran the clock down well there, used the time well, and that's definitely what they need to be doing for the rest of this match.
Fast break opportunity, but the pass just a little too far in front of Catherine Euron and out of bounds. Well, 2 minutes to go, 6-point lead. Vixens closing in on their first win of the season in the Women's League Division 1. Nice pass. It was good work to get herself free under the basket there, Leanna Adams. And a nice pass from the top of the key to find her for 2. An 8-point cushion is looking good. Rebound from Adams, and you just wonder if Angels might feel it's beyond them now with 90 seconds to go.
Looks like they're fighting all the way, though. That's what I like to see.
Oh,
maybe I spoke too soon.
Just a little miscommunication on the pass. And again, trying to take some air out of the ball. Although if you get a good opportunity, take it, can't convert. Little trap there. Inside the final minute we go. Foul, and the basket is good. Well, it went all the way around, but eventually dropped. And a chance for a three-point play for Ashley Greening.
I think that's what they call a crowd pleaser.
Timeout is called. It certainly puts some pressure on the Vixens when they look like they might have done enough. Drew the foul, got the roll.
Fran's not happy about that one, is she? She didn't quite have position. I feel like that was a good call by the referee.
So makes the free throw, and it's a 5-point game. 43 seconds to go. Problem is they aren't yet at the limit, so if they go into foul mode, maybe they play one more stand of defense before going into foul mode and trying to get a stop and a score, and then maybe think about it.
I think they might go into that probably from this from after this free throw, just to get the possession. Like, they just want to get possession back as much as they can now, Angels, just so they can get as many opportunities to score as possible. They've got a couple of timeouts remaining, so they could definitely use that to their advantage.
Well, the scoreboard has put that last foul up against Angels. It must have been the other way, so it must be 3-1 on fouls rather than 4-0.
Oh yeah, I hadn't noticed that.
Which is why I think why the referee is at the table talking to them, just to clarify that. There you go, you can see them fixing them on our graphic. 3-1 makes sense. There we go. So
yeah, so Angels need to,
two fouls.
In my opinion, get a quick foul in
foul now.
As soon as this shot's happened.
It's one of those where it's a bit of a gamble to trust your defense, but if you get the stop, you might get a chance. There is a quick foul. You were bang on with that one. Fee Tillman, sorry I slapped you in the face there, I think was broadly what she was saying.
Yeah.
Just check your eyes, you've still got two of them. You see Tillman trying to give the referee something to call. So now expect another quick foul. And there it comes. So 39.5 seconds to go. And that is the fifth foul.
Unfortunately, it's on one of their strongest players, which isn't necessarily who you want to give the foul on at that point in time. But if she's the one that's caught the ball, sometimes you just got to do it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? It's easy to sit here and go, you want to foul the worst foul shooter on the court, but they have to have the ball. And
yeah,
they don't generally give you... they don't generally pass the ball to somebody who can't shoot free throws in that situation, because they know what's coming too.
No, I mean, you can foul someone off the ball, but it will be called unsportsmanlike.
Unsportsmanlike, and that doesn't do you any good either. And 2-2, and now there'll be a timeout to presumably advance the ball. 39.5 seconds to go, although now under the rules you don't necessarily have to advance the ball.
I was going to say another rule change to keep
I like it.
Yes.
I like it. I like the...
It's good for this situation.
Yeah.
I think that it definitely adds another element.
All right, not right here, but let's say the possession was the other way, and it's as a team with the lead, do you want to advance the ball and lose the 10 seconds?
You want
or
to
do you
have
want
the
to keep
full
the
24 and take the ball in the other end of the floor.
I've seen games this season where teams have advanced the ball and given themselves less shot clock than there was left in the game clock.
Crazy.
Because they were worried about turning the ball over on the press.
Okay,
it's
I can kind of see that.
It's all about tactics, but it is one of those interesting developments that I think has certainly enhanced the last minute or so of games in the sport.
We all know a basketball minute at the end of the fourth quarter is not a minute.
It's not a minute. So we're 99.9% sure they're going to advance the ball here, and that's exactly what they do. They're not worried about those 10 seconds. They need to get a quick shot up. And what do you go for? Just anything you can quickly? Do you try a three? Do you attack the basket, hope to get another and one?
I'd probably go for the two and try and get the ball back quick.
There we go. So there's the two in only a few seconds, and there's a timeout called by the Vixens, and now we get see, I should have saved that conversation for now, shouldn't I?
We get to
do
see
you
which
advance
way.
the ball here in this situation? 34 seconds to go. If you advance the ball, you only get 14 seconds on the shot clock, so in theory you give them the ball back with 20 seconds to go. If you don't advance the ball, you get it with 24 seconds. You know a foul's coming.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to make a lot of difference at this point in time, because I feel like there's going to be a quick foul probably. It'd be interesting to see which one Scott goes for here, because you can look at it from two different angles. I think that because Angels aren't pressing much, they might go for the 24, but we'll have to wait and see.
Is that the other thing is, if you advance the ball knowing a foul's coming, if you do mistakenly throw it away, they still have a long way to get down court, so they will take a few ticks off the clock.
Yeah.
Whereas if you mistakenly inbound it under your own basket and throw it away, they're not going to advance the ball, is the answer to that. So first thing first, find a teammate.
But look, Angels are putting the press on.
Yeah.
As you would probably expect at this point in time. Personally, I would leave their weakest player to receive the ball and then the foul, like they've just managed to achieve.
There we go. you know a thing or two about this game, don't you?
I should be a coach.
So that's a very good execution there. They've got the desired outcome. Emily Scrivener, a 1-point player at the free throw line. Trying to make this a 3-shot game with one of these.
A little bit surprised with Vixens there, leaving their 2 1-pointers to receive on that press. I would definitely have tried to get the higher point players in that.
Oh, an offensive rebound. There we go. That will probably do it. And it's probably been the difference between the two teams, really. They've done a tremendous job, the Vixens, on the offensive glass today.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a little bit more height than Angels have, but they've definitely done well on the offensive boards.
And that will definitely do it now. They might get one more foul in, but it's probably not even necessary, given the difference. And a long pass down court to Helen Trolley, and she can run time down. In fact, she'll drive to the basket, and the foul came, but
yeah, it was a bit too late.
Well, this was the decisive play, really. Good crashing of the boards, turning it into 2 points.
Yeah, Leanna had a little bit of height over Beth Wheeler there, and she just made the most of it.
You have to say, over the course of 40 minutes, they've been good value for this Vixens. They got behind 6 points early on, but once they got in the lead, they never really looked back. There was 1 or 2 charges by Angels, but Vixens deserving this over the course of 40 minutes.
Yeah, every time Angels have looked like they're going to come back into it, Vixens have just turned the nut a little.
And that will do it. And the Vixens, high fives all over the place. Their first win of the season in the Women's League Division 1. And that will do their confidence. The power of good here to round off their round 2 campaign with a win. And they played really well. Obviously, Leanne Adams did a good job scoring for them, but Fran Hawkins as well, tremendous, found herself some good positions and took advantage every time she was there.
Yeah, I think Fran Hawkins, not top scorer in the game, but absolutely critical timing-wise with regards to her scoring. She just took every opportunity, and the layups that she had, a really great, solid game from her.
And at the other end of the court, I know they got a few injury issues. Angels just didn't quite have enough consistent offense and never really got out of that hole they dug themselves in the second quarter where they didn't score.
Yeah, with regards to Angels, they only really had 1 scorer, whereas Vixens seemed to have multiple players that were putting points on the board for them. And I think, yeah, Ashley Greening had a great game, but she couldn't do it all on her own, unfortunately.
Well, a tremendous victory here for the Vixens. They've beaten Angel of the North 39 points to 47. This is the first of 2 games here on BBC Sport. Come back at 7 p.m. where we will have CWBA against the Sheffield Steelers, the top 2 in Division 1 in the Women's League. It promises to be a cracker. Lou and I will be with you for that very shortly. Come back in half an hour. We'll see you then. But for now, thank you very much. Goodbye.